Communicable diseases are responsible for over 71% of all deaths worldwide. In Ghana, NCDs have gained recognition as a significant cause of morbidity and mortality, accounting for 43% of all deaths. Over 800,000 people suffered from hypertension, diabetes, and stroke alone in 2021, and medical practitioners are concerned about the growing trend of NCD cases seen in children under the age of 18.
Specifically for the children, we do this school health screening when children are going to school, and beyond that too, for other surveys that have been done. Things like childhood obesity, for instance, is on the rise. Things like diabetes in children, hypertension. So we don't like to separate them too much in addressing the concerns of NCD because it's just a general reflection of what is happening across the country.
Stroke is a major complication of sickle cell anemia, which occurs commonly in childhood.
You do sometimes get the children also coming with stroke. When the blood becomes sickled and then no intervention is given, the sickled blood cells block the blood vessel. So children with sickle cell, for instance, can develop a stroke, and that can be really dangerous for the poor child.
Meet the Jido family, who are a living evidence of the impact of non-communicable disease amongst family members under the age of 18. John's son Caleb is among the 10% of children who suffer from stroke and its complications.
At 3, he had a first stroke and had to stop going to school so we could attend to him or take care of him by sending him to hospital. Then he recovered a little bit, went back to school, then had another stroke. We had to stop. So I think it was the second stroke that confined him to the wheelchair. And since 2011, he has had at least 5 confirmed episodes of stroke.
One of the causes of sickle cell anemia in children, which leads to stroke in some, is compatibility of partners. John says he has not only lost a partner that he had been with for more than a decade, but that union has left him with a lifelong fear.
We had to go our separate ways a few years ago because we are not compatible, and things became very tough for us. We did not check until my child started showing sickle cell symptoms, which actually started after 6 months.
Caleb, who turns 14 on June 6, was affected with stroke at age 3 and has been in the wheelchair since then. He has had multiple surgeries and over 100 hospitalizations.
I lost my job because I was taking him almost all the time to hospital, and so I was actually retrenched. And it hasn't been easy. Friends have been supportive, but you can't always rely on friends and families. And so once in a while I try to do other informal jobs to support his medical needs, which are very huge. People think his condition is one that can be transferred. There was a time the children were stopped from coming to play with him.
In order for Caleb to live comfortably, he constantly has to be seen by a medical practitioner. Dr. Henry Odamilabi has managed Caleb's situation for the past 10 years.
Initially, yes, he had sickle cell, but it wasn't that bad. But with time, it started getting worse. I think in Caleb's case, despite the fact that the guidance was good, the level of the disease progression was very tough for the boy.
Complications arising from NCDs have a negative impact on one's ability to work and quality of life. Dr. Efwakome wants sensitization on these diseases heightened.
For most of these conditions, the longer you live, the more the diseases manifest. So a few years ago, if you mention something like a stroke, you'd expect it in a 70, 80-year-old. Up till now, people still do not know that children can actually get NCDs. So it's important we keep on creating the awareness and hammering on the messages that, yes, indeed, children can get hypertension, children can get diabetes, children do get cancers.
The burden of NCDs in Ghana is projected to increase due to rapid urbanization, unhealthy lifestyles, and in the case of some children, partner incompatibility. NCDs exert a significant toll on sufferers and their caregivers, especially financially. Therefore, immediate national interventions that will help reduce such diseases across the country must be prioritized. Aisha Yakubu Khalid, TV3 News, Accra.